I mean, so which one did you like better, the publishing side or the record side?
My best years were with ASCAP
Okay.
because I felt connected to the songwriters. I was out on the streets.
Yeah.
I would go to studios when people were writing records, and I would bring Krispy Kreme and get Grey Goose, and
on
they
now.
loved me for it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would provide opportunities for upcoming songwriters to go in with artists that I knew signed to major labels that were looking for new songs. So these upcoming songwriters would get opportunities that they never would get in life. They get to sit in and play music for someone who's already had success in the business. I was giving these opportunities to these songwriter producers.
Yeah.
And they love me for it. You know,
on.
the networking events I put on, you know, and having people network, because I always told them, this is my philosophy to this day, because people always want to run at me or people around me, oh, put me on. No, man, you coming to me, you in a room full of people who are trying to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Network with them and create the new.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. That's what these people did that was successful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Organized Noize put themselves together and they made hits. They didn't depend on anybody else to do it. They did it themselves. You create something original and something that people are going to buy into, and the success will come.
Damn
and
right.
That's what I try to tell these folks, man. Do it yourself. You can do it. There's nothing out there stopping you. You can go take yourself further than I can ever take you. I can point you in some directions and lay out some sort of strategic moves for you to make, but it's all going to be on you at the end of the day.
I can definitely dig that. Now, the pivot into television and film, after being on the music side for all of these years, building this whole career in this thing, and you say, you know what? It's time for television and film in here.
I've always been a film and television buff.
Uh-huh.
You know, I believe my first movie when I was 4 or 5 years old was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I remember going to the theater to see that. My father was a film and television buff too.
Okay, a movie enthusiast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he took me to see Jaws when I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
You know, scared the crap out of me. We waited in line to see all the original Star Wars films.
Oh, man.
Close Encounters. Steven Spielberg is a hero, film and television hero of mine.
Yeah.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T.,
Yeah.
Schindler's List, all of those great films. And I would enjoy going to the movies and watching these films. I never thought that I would get into it. So I kind of dibbled and dabbled in music videos as a producer.
Yeah.
And what I did was I took my knowledge of what I learned in the music industry and just applied it. And all I was in the music industry was I was a plug. I was able to call this person, put them with that person. You got a camera, let's do this, let's do that. Okay, you're over here doing this is what you... And I just put people together and we made magic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I did a couple of music videos. And then once again in 2020 when I was at the crib, I was like, what am I going to do now? And I started my own Instagram Live podcast. I get on Instagram Live and I called it Quarantine Live.
That's right.
Because I was quarantined and I'd be on there with my bushy beard.
Getting it in.
You know, and I call my celebrity friends and say, listen, you're
I'll
not doing nothing, come on my show. And, for the most part, most of them did. They joined me online. We'd have conversations. And I found out that I had a passion for it. And so my brother, who is a former Navy salvage diver, was doing this thing. Now let me put that in context for you. My brother, you're familiar with the film Men of Honor?
Yeah, yeah.
Cuba Gooding
Cuba
Jr.
Gooding, yeah.
And that was based on a true story of the first Navy salvage diver, African American.
Yeah.
My brother was the 8th
Damn.
Navy salvage diver in the country, African American. And so that just goes to show that I do my thing on the entertainment side.
Yeah. He wasn't fucking around either.
My brother's a scientist of the
Exactly.
family. You know what I'm saying? So he had studied law, and he was teaching, wayward children scuba diving, teaching them scuba diving techniques, and he would teach them ocean conservation and coral restoration.
Okay.
He was teaching them that. And he was like, man, how can I get this out? I think that there's a show in this. And he wanted to do like sort of a docuseries type thing. And as I paid more attention to it, and I was looking at his website, his Junior Scientists in the Sea was the name of his nonprofit. And I saw this group of children in their scuba gear in waist deep water. I was like, man, they look like superheroes.
Yeah.
They just standing there like Navy SEALs about to, and I was like, yo, let's do a show let's do a scripted show about these kids who are unlikely superheroes.
Yeah.
So we developed the show, and it's like, what is the show going to be called? I was like, I said, it's got to have a superhero feel. And I came up with the aquatics. And, we did it. We got together with a crew of people. Once again, me and producer Moore found a writer, found a camera guy, started doing the casting with my brother, found another producer out in Nashville, and we started putting this thing together. My brother said, yo, I got some money. Let's go shoot this puppy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we did. That's what we did. And at the same time, there was another gentleman that was at me about doing a docuseries or a documentary on me and my time in my early days in the music business.
Yeah.
And I was like, my days aren't over yet. I feel like if I do this, I'm telling the story too soon and so forth and so on. But, he told me that I could do it my way, and I thought about it. I said, I can't tell my story in just a simple 2-hour documentary. It's like my journey has been more extensive than that. So he agreed to do a docuseries, and we found a financier for that. So I started working on both projects at the same time.
Yeah.
2020, 2021, and now I'm out here shopping both projects.
Exactly.
I partnered up with a young lady, my brother and I, Les Burke, partnered up with a young lady named Dion Kubas, and her children are in the show. And our first go round, the show was good, but it was 2 PBSs, So we kind of got back together, rewrote the script, did some work on the script, brought the cast back, and we went out and we shot a couple of episodes last spring, and then we reworked it. Now we were in 2 film festivals so far. We won awards at those 2 film festivals.
All right now.
And we have another one coming up on the 27th of April, excuse me. The Sunscreen Film Festival in St. Petersburg, Florida, where the other 2 film festivals were online festivals. This is an actual film festival, our first, where we're going to network with all of these people, and people are going to come into a theater and actually screen the work that my team, my brother, and my business partner put together. And it's just amazing. My God. It's an amazing feeling, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, we don't know what's going to happen. I can't predict the future. I feel like we did very good work. And then I have several people who are interested in coming in on the docuseries, on my docuseries. And it's not complete yet. We need finishing funds. So, but the point of the matter is that people are liking my work.
Exactly.
And that for a first-time producer, that's important.
Damn right.
It's important.
And also, I have to say this. When it comes to telling your story, it's never too early to tell your story, because great stories get told over and over and over again. And my favorite example that I use for this is Tupac.
Right.
How many ways has his story been told since he done passed?
Yeah.
They got a new documentary coming out this year about Tupac, okay?
Yeah.
So a good-ass story is just like a lullaby or any other story. It never gets old. It's always music to the ears. Folks want to hear it over and over again, and I think a lot of times folks hold them stories and you really are just holding out information for people that need that shit because the person that need to be inspired by your story is now.
Right.
Not then. They need to hear it now. The next Ian Burke is going to sit there and be like, okay, I'm about to do what he did, and I'm going to add this to the game.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm gonna bring my flavor to it. Yeah, absolutely.
Come on.
And that's what made me think about it. It's like, okay, let's
run
get it done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it also goes back to me, being a cheerleader for myself.
That's
I'm
right.
like, yo, if I don't get it, if I don't get it in, then nobody's going to know.
You damn right.
So I went to my people. I brought my boy KP and Quan, and he helped bring some people to the table. I brought him in as a producer.
Yeah.
We interviewed these people. So far, I got Candy Burris, I got Jermaine Dupri,
Yeah.
I got Jagged Edge, I got members of 112.
Come on.
I got the Goody Mob.
Yeah.
I got Ethiopia.
You got everything you need.
You know what I'm saying? I got for LaRonda Sutton, Soleil. Tricky Stewart, Mark Stewart.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of people that came in and spoke on my behalf.
Yeah.
And now it's time to
Drop
unleash that to
thing.
the world. Absolutely.
I'm here for it.